If the buyer is financing the home, they will choose a home lender. Typically, this can be done even before the buyer chooses the property they would like to purchase. When the buyer has chosen a lender, they should send the contact information to the closing attorney as soon as possible. The buyer applies for a loan and provides personal financial documentation, such as bank and investment account statements, tax returns, and pay stub documentation for large deposits or gifts. When the buyer has chosen a lender, they should send the contact information to the closing attorney as soon as possible. The buyer applies for a loan and provides personal financial documentation, such as bank and investment account statements, tax returns and pay stubs, documentation for large deposits or gifts, records of debts, divorce settlements, or support obligations. Within 3 days of applying, the lender issues a loan estimate, formally called a good faith estimate, outlining estimated closing costs. A few tips: get pre-approved before making an offer. Don't make any other major financial changes like switching jobs or buying a car, or any other changes that may affect your credit during the process. Be ready to resend updated documents. Lenders often request recent versions to ensure your financial situation hasn't changed. The lender will also order an appraisal. If the appraisal comes in low and it's a contingency in the contract, the buyer may renegotiate or walk away depending on the contract terms. The closing attorney's office will work closely with the lender during the process to ensure that all closing costs are reflected in the final closing disclosure that will be sent to the purchaser. The document will also inform the purchaser how much they will need for cash to close, which will need to be wired to the closing attorney's office prior to the closing time. Regarding closing costs, the typical closing costs for buyers in South Carolina are lender fees, which can include loan origination fees, credit report fees or appraisal fees, title search and title insurance fees, HOA fees such as prorated HOA dues and HOA capital contribution, homeowners insurance, prorated property taxes, and attorney's fees. Typical seller's fees include real estate agent commissions, transfer taxes, prorated property taxes, prorated HOA dues, and attorney's fees.